Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood, and today we're going to be learning all about turtles. But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. We've all seen it in cartoons. A turtle gets startled, pops right out of its shell and runs away, maybe even in polka-dotted undies for comedic effect. The idea is that a turtle's shell is just a mobile home that it can leave behind whenever it wants. We've seen this kind of image a lot, and it's not without precedent in the animal kingdom. I mean, crabs and lobsters molt and shed their hard outer shells as they grow. Hermit crabs are famous for finding entirely new shells to inhabit. So, can turtles do the same? What do you think? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is carapace. That's C-A-R-A-P-A-C-E. The carapace is the dorsal or top part of a turtle's shell. It's the hard, convex, and often domed covering that protects the turtle's back and vital organs. You can think of it as the roof of the turtle's built-in house. But it's not just for turtles. Carapace is also used to describe the hard, protective upper covering of other animals like crabs, lobsters, shrimps, and even armadillos. The flat bottom part of the turtle's shell, which protects its belly, is called the plastron. The word carapace comes to English from the French word carapace, which in turn comes from the Spanish word carapacho, meaning shell. Historians believe the Spanish word is related to an even older word, Galapago, which is the Spanish word for tortoise. This is where we get the name for the famous Galapagos Islands, because of the giant tortoises discovered there by explorers centuries ago. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about turtles. Number 1. Turtles are one of the oldest reptile groups on Earth, even older than dinosaurs. When you think of ancient creatures, dinosaurs usually are the first that come to mind. But turtles were paddling and strolling around long before the T-Rex or Triceratops ever existed. The oldest known turtle fossils date back over 220 million years, placing them in the late Triassic period. This means they coexisted with the earliest dinosaurs, survived the massive asteroid impact that wiped them out 66 million years ago, and are still with us today. Their basic body plan with their shell has been a winning evolutionary design for eons. Some early ancestors of turtles didn't even have a full top shell, but they did have a protected belly, which suggests the shell may have evolved from the bottom up to protect them from predators attacking from below the water. Number 2. For most turtles, the temperature of the nest actually determines if the babies are boys or girls. The process is called temperature-dependent sex determination, or TSD. Unlike humans and most mammals, turtles don't have X or Y chromosomes. Instead, the environment does the work. After a mother turtle lays her eggs in a nest and buries them, the temperature of the sand or soil during a critical incubation period decides the hatchling's fate. An easy way to remember it is just with the simple phrase, cool dudes. For the majority of turtle species, warmer temperatures inside the nest will produce females, while cooler temperatures will produce males. A nest with a pivot temperature right in the middle might produce a mix of both. It's a fascinating survival strategy, but it also makes turtles very vulnerable to climate change, as rising global temperatures could lead to nests becoming too warm and potentially skewing the population toward all females. Number 3. The giant leatherback sea turtle migrates farther than any other reptile. The leatherback sea turtle is a true giant weighing up to 2,000 pounds, but its endurance is what's really astounding. Scientists have tracked them swimming over 10,000 miles in a single year, crossing entire ocean basins. For example, some will travel from their nesting beaches in Indonesia all the way to the jellyfish feeding grounds off the coast of California. Leatherbacks are biological marvels to make this happen. Unlike other cold blooded reptiles, they can maintain a warm body temperature even in icy cold water. Their enormous size, a thick layer of fatty tissue, and specialized countercurrent circulatory system all work together to keep them warm. This adaptation allows them to hunt for their favorite food, jellyfish, in cold, deep waters where other reptiles just couldn't survive. Number 4. Some freshwater turtles can breathe through their butts. It might sound like a juvenile joke, but it's a scientific fact. It's referred to as cloacal respiration. A turtle's cloaca is the single all-purpose opening used for laying eggs and for waste. But for some species, like the Fitzroy River turtle in Australia, this area is lined with special thin-skinned sacs rich in blood vessels. These sacs work like gills, allowing the turtle to pull dissolved oxygen directly from the water. This butt-breathing ability is especially useful for turtles that hibernate, or more accurately, brumate during the winter. They bury themselves in the mud at the bottom of a pond where the water is very cold and low in oxygen. Absorbing what little oxygen they can through this method, they can stay submerged for weeks or even months at a time without ever needing to come to the surface to breathe. And our fifth and final fun fact for today, turtles can sort of talk to each other with a wide range of chirps, clicks, and gurgles. For a long time, scientists believed that turtles were mostly deaf and silent, but new research has proved that wrong. Using sensitive underwater microphones, researchers have discovered that turtles have a complex social life. They use a wide variety of sounds to communicate, including chirps, clucks, whistles, and low-frequency grunts. These sounds are used to identify each other, signal during mating, and even coordinate group activities. One of the most amazing discoveries is that this communication starts before the turtles are even born. Just before hatching, tiny turtle embryos will start talking to each other from within their eggs. This is believed to help the siblings coordinate so they can all hatch at the same time. By emerging from the nest all at once, they increase their chances of survival during that dangerous first dash to the water. Now for some news you can use. Here's a tip if you ever see a turtle trying to cross the road and you're hoping to come to its rescue. People often see turtles trying to cross a road in the spring and summer when they're looking for mates or a place to lay their eggs. If you want to help, the most important rule is to always move the turtle in the direction it was already heading. Now, first off, I want to say only help a turtle if it's safe to do so. Be sure you're looking before you stop a car and get out. That being said, if you are going to help, here are a few things to be mindful of. Turtles are on a mission. They know where they're going. So if you try to rescue it and put it back on the same side of the road that it came from, it'll just turn around and try to cross again. That's why I say always move it in the direction it was already going. Next, let's talk about how to safely pick up and move a turtle. For most small turtles, you can gently pick them up by holding the shell on both sides between the front and back legs. You never want to pick it up by its tail because that can badly injure its spine. If you're dealing with a larger, like a snapping turtle, you want to be safe yourself. The best method is to use something like a car mat to gently nudge it or get it to walk onto the mat so you can slide it across the road safely. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked if a turtle can really climb out of its shell like a hermit crab trading up for a bigger home. Well, that's a fallacy. Unlike a crab that molts its shell or a hermit crab that borrows one, a turtle's shell is an integral living part of its body. The carapace, the top of the shell, is made of about 50 to 60 bones that are fused directly to the turtle's ribs and vertebrae, its backbone. If you look closely at many turtle shells, you can even see the bumps of the spine running right down the center. Because their ribs are part of the shell, turtles can't expand their chests to breathe like we do. Instead, they have to use a special set of muscles inside their shells to actively pump air in and out of their lungs. Asking a turtle to leave its shell would be just like asking you to step out of your own skeleton. It's just impossible. A turtle is born with its shell, and the shell grows with the turtle throughout its entire life. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about turtles with me today. Be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.